Hello and welcome to the screencast for creating a wiki, and today I'm going to be showing you how to use Wikispaces for educators to create your own wiki and how that will or how you can use that in your classes. So I'm going to go to a wiki that I have created on Wikispaces. When you go to Wikispaces for educators, you will sign up with your account, and just to show you really quickly how that works, I'm going to go back to my home page. You go to create a new wiki. You type in a wiki name, so like mine is MCIS wiki. I use protected because everybody can look at it, but only wiki members can edit them. But now, this is for this page here. If you were doing one just for your class to use, I would suggest using private so that only your students can view it and only your students can edit it, unless you're wanting parents to see it. And if that's the case, then it needs to be protected. Public means that everyone can edit it and everyone can view it. You need to make sure that it is the K through 12 education wiki type. Certify its educational use, and then create. And when you do, it will take you to your wiki page, which looks like this. So this is the MCIS wiki that I created, and one of the first things that I'm going to show you is how to manage your wiki and set up student accounts. So click on Manage Wiki, and you're going to find People, and you're going to click on User Creator. Now, this will show you how, or this is where you will set up your student accounts. Before you do this, I would go ahead and, after watching this, before you create yours, what I would do is create usernames for all of your students. If it's a common name, most likely it's already been taken, and so you're going to have to kind of be creative. I like to put graduation years before their names so that it usually takes that as their username. So this is the wiki that I'm going to do this for, and I'm going to enter it by pasting in a text list. If you have it in a spreadsheet, you can just copy it or upload it into here, and it'll just directly put it into the list. So I'm going to just put if only my students are using this, you might use their first initial and whole last name. If not, then you might just use a few of their initials, okay, so that the kids know who it is, but you don't. I'm just using some of the 4th grade teachers right now. And I'm just going to use Drake because, well, my son is K. Drakeford also, so continuing. And there I've got some usernames. And it's in the first column. We do not have email addresses, so it's going to generate passwords for me. These people, these usernames are all okay. If it wasn't an okay username, what would happen is it would highlight it and you would have to go back and change it. These are the passwords that it generates for them. They can change them, I believe, later on their own. However, what I would do is just write these down on an index card and glue them or tape them into their agendas so that they don't lose these. You're going to continue. And what it'll do is create all of your user accounts. Once your user accounts are created, your students can log in and they can edit the wiki, participate in the discussion board, and do any kind of other collaborating with students from your class or possibly from other classes. That's what's really cool about wikis. We're so used to doing peer editing and collaboration and group projects with students that are in the same class. If you use a wiki, you can have a student in your first block peer edit a student in your 4th block. They may never see each other in class, but they are collaborating and communicating together on this wiki. And so I'm going to go back to my wiki here, and I have added some users, and remember that's just Manage Wiki, User Creator, And what I'm going to show you next is how to edit the wiki. Notice I cannot type or do anything here. It's already set. So to change what's here, to add to it or to edit it, you're going to go up here to this edit button. That's when this bar will pop up. Now what I'm going to do is add a widget really quickly, because the first thing that I'm going to put on this front page is the wikis in plain English. And I know we watched this in our faculty meeting one day when our literacy teachers presented, but it's such a good video and it kind of pops up a lot of these things that I'm going to be showing you today in the video. So once we're done with the screencast, you can go back and view this. I'll also upload this screencast to the wiki once I am finished with recording it. So I'm going to go to video. You can do from YouTube, TeacherTube, Google Video, Yahoo, which is really cool. They've added a lot. It used to just be a couple of them. So I'm going to go to YouTube. Now, when you click on YouTube, okay, I want to put in the wikis in plain English. You're going to share it, and it gives you a link, but we're going to get the embed code. So click on embed, copy this with Control-C or right-click and copy. Go back to the wiki, and this is where you are going to paste the code. Okay, so I just pasted the code there, and I'm going to save it. And this is the video. Now it will not show up here, it just says YouTube because you haven't saved it yet. You're still in editing mode. So I'm going to delete all of this stuff up here, and I'm going to put wikis in plain English. I'm going to delete that. So then I'm going to save it. Try that again. And now it's been edited and you can watch the video right here on the wiki. Okay? Now, you can create new pages, so I might want to make a new page, and I might want to put different uses for wikis. And you can add tags. This is just so someone can easily find that. I might put wikis, education, and those are some of the tags I'm going to put on there. And I'm going to create that page. So let's say you're doing a class wiki and you're wanting them to do, let's say, an on-demand writing on the wiki. They read the on-demand prompt, they type it on the wiki, and then they save it. What you might have each student do when they log in is create a new page, maybe title it with the on-demand title, or they might do it under their name. Totally up to you how they choose to title that page. But then when they type that information there, and what I'm going to do here is just, I'm going to go to Wikipedia, and I'm going to highlight what it says here about wikis and copy it, and I'm going to go back to the wiki and I'm going to paste it, and I'm going to put this information was taken from Wikipedia, and I'm actually going to link my information. And I'm going to go to external link. This is where I put in the address. So if I go back to Wikipedia, I'm just going to copy the address that's at the top, which you can't see in the screencast, but it's just the address bar. You're just going to copy that. Oops. And I did that wrong, so I'm going to refresh real quick. And I'm going to copy this. And when I go back to the wiki, I just paste the address there. You can see it's just the Wikipedia/wiki/wikis. I'm going to open that in a new window. It's like a tongue twister. Wiki. And I'm going to add the link. So now not only can people see I got this information from Wikipedia, but they can actually click on it and it'll take you there. I'm going to save this information. Now, this is not a real good thing here. So the next student might come in and edit it, and they might decide to take this thing out here and save it. And now it looks a little bit better than it did before. Another thing that students can do and that you can use in your classroom, if a student comes in and wants to make edits to another student's paper, what they can do is, let's say I delete this part, and I might put, be sure to cite your sources when you take information from another website. And I'm going to highlight what I did and change the color. And you might say, okay, student A, when you write your paper, you write it in black. Student B, when you make edits, you're going to edit them in, let's say, hot pink, and apply the style. And when I go to look at my students' collaborations, I'm just going to save this. When I go to look at this page, I can see that student A is the one who wrote it, but student B put in an edit here. They have changed part of it and edited their entry. Another thing that you can do, if I go back to edit, is you could have them, bold things that they changed instead. So there's lots of different ways that you can show the editing that takes place from student to student. So I'm just going to save that. Okay, and I'm going to go back to the front page here where I have Wikis in plain English. And another thing I'm going to show you is the discussion board, which is what I really like about Wikis. If you guys have ever been on Blackboard or taken a class online, there are discussion boards, and this is where you communicate with the classmates that you are not in class with in person, but instead through the internet. And so this is a way that all of your classes can discuss things together. Students can discuss with one another, and honestly, it motivates them. It really makes them want to do it because it's a whole new way of discussion. So you go to discussion, click on new post. The title of my post, or the subject, is going to be how can you use Wikis? And my message is going to be brainstorm some ways that you can use Wikis in the classroom. Be sure to post a new thread and comment on someone else's thread. And I'm going to monitor this topic and post it. If you are doing this with students, be sure to click that monitor button so that you can really monitor what they're posting, make sure it's appropriate, make sure, if you're using it as an assessment, that you can look back at it. And there you can see, I click on how to use Wikis, and there's what I wrote. Another person could come in and put, you could use Wikis to brainstorm ideas for a class or group project. Monitor it if you choose, and then post it. So now you can see my post and then my reply. Okay, so be sure to, when you do the homework portion of this, that you post a new topic or post a new thread, and that you comment on someone's thread. And I'm going to go back to discussion forum, and that shows the last person who commented, how many times it's been viewed, and how many times it's been replied to. You can go up here to history, and it'll show you all the edits that have been made, what time and what date they were made at. The notify me is if you want it to email you every single time someone changes something, you can do that by page edits, or every time someone posts a discussion, you can do that. So I'm actually going to do both of those right now and update that, and it'll send it to my email. This is just kind of an overview of how to use Wikis. Again, looking back just at the toolbar, you've got all of your usual tools that you're used to using. Linking is when you're linking to another web page. This is to upload a file or a picture. The widgets, all kinds of different things that you can do, from tag clouds to videos, documents, all kinds of different Web 2.0 tools that you can use in addition. You can also insert tables, so you math people can have your students create math problems for each other. Remember to save And this is Wikis in a nutshell.